Let me say that I'm glad to be here at the launch of the report on philanthropy and fundraising. I want to thank all the members of the forum for their work that they put into this, for the time and the commitment that they have shown in putting this report together. Philanthropy is an expression of our concern for, indeed, our love of humanity, our shared humanity. It's about our desire and our determination to see a society and all its members grow and flourish. It's a precious commodity in the age and the very uncertain times in which we live. On his appointment to government last year, Minister Phil Hogan made it his task to reconvene this forum and to extend its mandate to fundraising. Today, as you're well aware, across Ireland, communities and organisations, they're raising not just money, but they're raising hope and they're raising spirits as they undertake a myriad of efforts to generate the all-important finance, which is so important for the work that they do. It's always a means to a vital end, never an end in itself, obviously. Ireland's way up there in the philanthropic and fundraising leagues. For generations, we haven't just made changes in areas that were stricken by drought or natural disasters or war or famine, because in so many instances we have been those changes ourselves. Our men and our women, our young people on the front line of compassion, of aid and of intervention. Here at home, volunteers and volunteer organisations are the very heartbeat of our communities, the length and breadth of Ireland. I always use this example. After the tragedy down in Union Hall, the trawler went down in January this year. I went down there to see the work that was ongoing. The women in that parish took over that pier completely, up the marquees and all of that, provided 24-hour service for those who were involved in a community objective of finding the remains of those who drowned off that trawler. And when you consider that 300 divers from all over Ireland came down because they wanted to do it, the entire community was focused on an objective, and they achieved that objective, tragic though it was. So many other more hopeful and enlightened and delightful opportunities for communities to come together and provide an economic lifeline for so many areas around the country. That's the real Ireland, and that's the heartbeat of our nation, which the Forum on Philanthropy and Fundraising in its own way will help to unleash. Because today these organisations and these volunteers, they offer a deeper sense, a purpose, a solidarity, and indeed a hope. And as we reimagine our economy, reinvent our economic future, philanthropy and fundraising have a critical role in all of that. They are actually, in the sense of philanthropy and community, about those higher things, the greater cause, our better selves, which is evident in so many areas around this country on an ongoing basis. This report points out that the not-for-profit sector in Ireland actually employs over 100,000 people, which is 3.7 billion in wages and salaries, which is a very significant contribution. And by any standards, that's significant in the Irish economic context. Minister Hogan is keen to do whatever he can to help make that even more important and to develop the sector further. Though we have emerged in what are very straitened and uncertain times, our sense, our capacity, our will to give has never faltered, never. And this is held out as a real leader internationally when I have the opportunity to talk to people from other countries and other governments. Our generosity, the Irish generosity, is as real and as alive as it ever was, which is why last year, in the midst of the greatest economic depression that has hit Europe in so many years, people gave more than €500 million to charities and good causes in Ireland. How many instances have we of a tragedy occurring in a parish or town or city or whatever, and the neighbours in the community come together to look after in the best way that they can those who are left, be it a fire, tragedy or whatever else. And of that we should be really very proud of what actually happens. So what's going on here really is a attempt to bring all that personal generosity and that success to corporate and to large-scale philanthropic efforts. I was down in Castlemartyr recently with the American Ireland Funds, where they set a target of raising 100 million, and they've surpassed that target, and they're now set at 140. But the causes that they assist and the impact on the quality of lives of people and the hope and the inspiration and the motivation that they give to people is quite incredible. And it's all part of the adventure of life, if you like, and how philanthropy can actually assist in those people's lives and the journey that we're all on. So we've responded magnificently in Ireland, always have, and that, as I say, that zeal has never diminished. The forum has made recommendations in these areas. Frank Flannery will go through that with you in some detail later on. In doing so, the forum has drawn on a wide range of expertise from both the public sector and from the private sector, and that's as it should be so. It's practical, it's sensible, and I know that the Minister is personally committed to building on the recommendations that are made in the report. And he's not alone in that. The Minister for Finance has also organised a public consultation process about the tax treatment of charitable donations, which I think is important also. The Minister for Public Expenditure and Reform is looking at models for social impact investment in Ireland. In other words, if an allocation is made, what is the most effective beneficial impact that can be made in whatever sector it's being put towards. So I look forward genuinely to seeing, more detailed, concrete progress on these and on the other recommendations that are contained in the report, and that's why I'm here actually to support it, because it recognises and it supports that true immutable wealth of the Irish people, because it's here in these times of uncertainty that in our own hearts, in our sense of who we are, of who we can be, of who we want to be as the Irish nation and the Irish people. And that strikes me so strongly when you meet with diaspora abroad, because they are focused on the place that is always home, and they want to help in so many ways. And the changes that are being made following the Global Irish Forum in tying our diaspora together through the digital connections that we now have offer a brilliant opportunity that Ireland arises with the hopes of our people, some of whom unfortunately are abroad, who want to be here, and our intention would be that through efforts like this, that in their own small way, they can make an impact so that some can come home. So, while we're in a difficult journey with challenges up ahead, we've made a vital start here, and this report on philanthropy and fundraising plays its part in that. Ireland's recovery is everybody's business. It's all our business to have a renewal of our country in so many ways. I see a change in the sense of values of our people, moving away from the veneer of everlasting wealth without work, without having to work for it, that applied in years gone by. There's now a very different sense of Ireland being able to meet the challenge of sorting out our country's problems and in providing in a more effective way for our people for what it is that they want to do. So all sectors, community groups, charities, volunteers, they're all partners in creating that new Ireland that lies up ahead. Fundraising, of course, can never be and will never be a substitute for effective government intervention and effective government support. But I have to say that as somebody who has been around this country on so many occasions over the last almost 4 decades, the power of voluntary effort is enormous. It's not just the money, it's not just that, it's the time, it's the expertise, it is the community engagement It is the lighting of the fires of motivation to achieve an objective and a target and implement it. And that applies in thousands of areas, city and town and country, across this nation, in so many cases. So with our own generous and caring sensibility, we are well placed actually to make philanthropy a priority, indeed a shared priority that will work for all concerned. So thank you, Chairman, for the work that you've done, to all the members of your forum, and you, Minister, for your interest in seeing that this becomes a reality. I have no doubt but that in 5 years, in 10 years, what's going to emerge from this forum report on philanthropy and fundraising will be most beneficial for sectors in Irish society, and at the end of that, for people who will either get a start, have their quality of life improved, have their sense of contributing to our people and to our nation enhanced. So commend you for your efforts. Wish you the best in the future. Thank you.